After Merstham run to the FA Cup first round last year, Wanderers and many other Bostik Premier League teams will be hoping it's their year this year. It's FA Cup first round qualifying. Welcome to match day 6. We're in the picturesque surroundings of the Surrey Hills this afternoon for this FA Cup first round qualifying game between Dorking Wanderers and Worthing. Dorking Wanderers are off to pastures new in November. They'll be hoping to leave this ground having qualified for the FA Cup first round proper. As for Worthing, they're yet to win a game this season. It's going to be a fascinating battle between these two Bostik Premier Division sides today. Both teams make their way out on the very picturesque scenery of the Surrey Hills, Box Hill, and it is for this FA Cup first round qualifying game between Dorking Wanderers and Worthing. Opponents that know each other very well. It's not quite a local derby, Mick, but it's not far off, is it?
No, it's not too far off, and both teams know each other from playing in the same division last season or the season before. Yeah, it should be a good game.
And for Dorking Wanderers, Matt Briggs, the much sought after player last season. We're hoping a bit of magic from him sees them through to the next round. Also new signing David Ray at the back to shore Dorking up this season. And for the visitors, James Fraser at number 11 will be somebody that Dorking Wanderers will be very aware of, and they'll be hoping to stop the threat of Fraser, of course promoted last season with Bognor Regis. 4 rounds to get through before you get to the first round proper. And of course Dorking Wanderers move out of this ground in a few months' time. They'll be hoping to reach the first round of the FA Cup by the time they move to Meadowbank in November. Real opportunity ahead of that move to the new ground to firmly put Dorking Wanderers on the map. And they'll be hoping to emulate their neighbours Merstham this year, headed away by those in grey and blue. It's a first opportunity to shoot. Perhaps Dorking Wanderers going to have a shot on goal here. They did. No flag from the referee's assistant, and it was Captain Chris Bolter who found himself in the 18-yard box there, and it was a decent opportunity, Mick.
Yeah, come on his wrong foot though, Ben. Unfortunately, he should have been on his left. That might have been in the back of the net, but it's more of a toe poke.
Another opportunity to get a dangerous ball into the box. O'Neill delivers the ball. It's a great ball, goes all the way across the 6-yard box, and it's going to be the first goal of the afternoon. And it's in. Couldn't quite see who put that in, but it was a fantastic cross, whipped in from Brandon O'Neill all the way into the 6-yard box, and it was well put in the end, and Dorking Wanderers, inside the first 6 minutes, take the lead in this FA Cup tie. There's a melee of players inside that 6-yard box, and it was difficult to spot exactly who scored, but it does look like it was David Ray who's got the goal, being congratulated by his teammates, and that was all about the delivery, Mick. Fantastic ball into the box.
Yeah, I said he's got a sweet left foot, Brandon. You know, that's why Mark's brought him to the club, mate. He's a top centre midfielder.
And it's the home side who take an early lead in this important FA Cup time. We mentioned before the game how important it was, that first goal. It's a handball just outside the edge of the 18-yard box. And I think that was Brandon O'Neill who handled that. And it will be the first opportunity for Worthing just to the left of the D, edge of the 18-yard box. Can he get Worthing back into the game? It's dinked over. It's a decent free kick. It comes off the bar. It's bouncing around the 6-yard box. It's cleared in the end by James McShane. It was a really decent effort. And that came off the underside of the bar, and it could well have been one apiece. I did think that was in there when it left his foot.
Great free kick. To be fair, Worthing should have followed that up. That was bouncing about in the 6-yard area. Someone should have put that in.
Dorking Wanderers, another opportunity into the 18-yard box. What can they do? Drilled in, good save. There's another opportunity, this time for Tom Tolfrey, just inside the 18-yard box. Check back onto his right foot. So here's a free kick from Dorking Wanderers. It will be O'Neill again. Again, it's a good delivery. The keeper's got to deal with this. He doesn't deal with it. And it goes into the side netting. And it was Rob Sheridan who got his head on it. And that was a really bizarre situation, because you'd have thought the keeper was going to come and deal with that. Run through to a Worthing player, and Worthing the opportunity again to get the ball away. And this time Zach will launch it up towards Pope, and he was the only one at the moment inside the Dorking Wanderers half, and James Fraser has now joined him. It's 4-on-1 in the favour of the home team though, and Fraser looks to drive into the 18-yard box. What can he do? Crosses it in. It's a dangerous cross. Did really well, Fraser, then. First spell that Worthing have kept the ball for more than 5 or 6 passes, and just as I say that, it'll run out of play, and it will be a dangerous position as McShane's got it in the 18-yard box. Chance for McShane to get a shot off. He will. McShane lays it off. It's going to come all the way through to Summerfield. Can he get it back in? Summerfield digs the ball back in. Tolfrey heads it over the bar.
It's Dorking Wanderers who are definitely dictating the pace of this game, and it's stopping Worthing from really getting into it.
Edwards tries to get his team into it. Fraser's got the ball in the 18-yard box. This might be an opportunity. It's going to be an equaliser. It was a really well-worked goal, and it was put in the end by Zach, who drifted in to the 18-yard box. It was Edwards who had the ball, turned inside. It was a lovely ball through to Fraser. A clever ball across the 6-yard box, and Zach was there to tap the ball home to the frustration of the home team. Really well-worked goal.
Yeah, I think Fraser got into that right midfield area where Rob Sheridan's playing almost like a left back, which is unusual for him. So, and he vacated that space and he got in there and got a great ball in. Good finish.
In towards Pope, who's seen a lot of the ball in the first 25 minutes of the game, and Worthing, you think, just slowly coming back into this after they've equalised. Opportunity to cross it in. It needs to be dealt with. It was dealt with by Ray, and again Worthing get the ball back, and they're just starting to dominate the game, the visitors, after a really lacklustre start. And it will be driving into the box again. This might be an opportunity for Pope. It's just a whisker away from him. Plenty of time being taken to pick a pass. I was going to say then it looked like too much time, but it was, again, composed play. Alfie Young keeping the ball, and he plays it into Fraser. Fraser, what can he do? Opportunity to set Worthing away. It's going to be Zach into the 18-yard box. And there was no excuse really there, Pete, for being offside.
No excuse at all. No excuse at all. They'd actually carved Dorking open there, and that started from the goalkeeper. And, you know, they've done it a few times now, but they've started with the goalkeeper and he's played into midfield, and they've got out and they've got at Dorking.
I think Dorking are missing that number 4 person that wants to pick the ball up deep and get them to play in the same way as what Worthing are doing. They're lacking that at the minute, which is, again, going back to a Luke Moore type of position. You always want to come deep.
Here's Briggs. Briggs goes for the shot. It's a decent effort. Well wide in the end. Briggs cut inside from the left-hand side. But it will fall back to Edwards. Edwards will look to come all the way onto this near side, and Samuels will pick it up. Samuels had a good first half, and he'll come back inside. Wasn't the best of balls. Edwards picks it up anyway, and he's got a lot of room to run in. He might have a shot here, Edwards. Edwards goes back to Samuels. Samuels will take the shot. Samuels high and wide, but another patient build-up from Worthing, another good move, and in the end, far too much room on the edge of that 18-yard box. And they'll be looking to get themselves back into this game. First 5 minutes or so were pretty good after Ray had put them in front. And it was the man on the ball at the moment, Brandon O'Neill's delivery, that caused such problems in that 6-yard box, and Wanderers have started decent here. James McShane on the edge of the box. What can he do? Can he get a shot off in the edge of the D? McShane looks to twist and turn, does get his shot off, and for a moment there it looked like it was troubling Cavagnari. Scrambled across his goal, but in the end it went wide. Zach Newton's going to pick the ball up here, and it's well intercepted in the end, and Newton wins it back. This is an opportunity for Worthing, going to lay it across. What can they do? It's going to pull into the path of Fraser. Fraser's going to score the goal, and it's 2-1 to the visitors. It was a mistake in the Dorking Wanderers back 4. It was Zach Newton who picked the ball up. He laid it across. There was a dummy. Fraser picked it up. He was never going to miss from there, and it was a neat finish from James Fraser. Dorking Wanderers 1, Worthing 2.
Well, my opinion on that, Rob Sheridan got caught on the ball, messing around with it, and it was a good sliding tackle back by Zach, and basically good ball in, and there was Fraser top of the net. Good persistent tackling and hard work there from Worthing, and a very disappointing, well, as I said to you in the first half, that Rob Sheridan is not normally a left back, and I think he's playing out of position.
Yeah, another opportunity for Worthing to run through the centre. This could be a chance to get a shot off. They're going to lay it onto that far side. Samuels will pick the ball up. Samuels could have a shot, lays it back. Edwards goes for the goal, and it just goes wide. And again, as you mentioned, straight through the centre of the pitch. And it's a real problem for Dorking Wanderers at the moment. They are being outplayed. It'll be interesting to see how Worthing deal with this. And plenty of room over here for Pinnock on this side. And they go towards Briggs. It's easily headed out by Samuels, but it's picked up by Giuseppe Sol. And Briggs will get the ball back. Chance to get it into the box, and it's just going to go past the head of Tom Tolfrey. That was a really good cross from Matt Briggs. Precision on the cross, and Tolfrey was not far away from that.
I was watching him and thinking, go on, get yourself in the box.
Long throw from Dorking Wanderers into the box. It's going to bounce. Is it going to be in there? It's going to be the equaliser. It was really calmly put in. And it was Isaac Philpott who's got the goal. It was a long throw into the box. It wasn't dealt with by Worthing. It came to Philpott and he nonchalantly placed the ball into the top corner. Really good finish from Philpott. And it's 2-2. And that substitution, double substitution, seems to have paid dividends straight away.
I don't know.
Definitely has. I mean, that will knock Worthing's confidence after having a heck of a lot of possession and that. This is going to be quite interesting whether it turns the other way now.
Dorking Wanderers look like they're trying to make the pitch a lot wider now, Mick.
Yeah, they're back to their normal game. They're playing a bit of football, keeping possession. Look, they're playing through the midfield. James McShane has dropped into that number 4 area, getting on the ball. Total change.
And it's into Giuseppe Sol. Another opportunity for the home side. Sol comes in. This is a great chance. It was well hit, but a good save from Cavagnari. McShane past his man, and again, flick on. And Dorking lose the ball, but most definitely have the momentum in this game. And Giuseppe Sol pressing the defence. Giuseppe Sol, chance to shoot now. Sol shoots. Save. Nobody there to pick up the rebounds. Corner to Worthing, and it comes short, and it goes into the 18-yard box in the end. It's going to be headed down. Keeper needed to be alert. It's always going to be a save, but Harry Palmer does his job there. Worthing have the ball back again on the halfway line. What can they do with it? Can they get themselves back in front? Much the better team for the majority of the game, but in the last 15 minutes, Dorking Wanderers have really come back into it, and that's a lovely ball from McShane looking towards Briggs, and if he reaches that, that's got to be the ball of the game. Briggs does reach it, looks towards the 18-yard box. Briggs, little step over, what can he do on his left foot? Briggs comes in, wonderful goal for Dorking Wanderers! An absolute peach from Matt Briggs. It was the pass of the game from James McShane, just inside his own half, all the way across field. Briggs picked it up, little step over, in on his left foot, and it was a sublime finish by Matt Briggs, and Dorking Wanderers are back in front.
That's why all these pro clubs are interested in Briggsy. What a fantastic finish. I do worry looking at Worthing's body language of the players now. They've been here so many times before.
Great, I mean, absolutely fantastic finish. You know, Briggs he's played well all game, he's worked hard, he's worked his socks off. He really deserves that goal.
And it was an outstanding ball from James McShane to put him in on the far side. And let's not forget, McShane's playing deeper now, and he's been terrific in that position. Chedlicks looks to get on the end of this ball, and he's going to, and this is going to be a real opportunity for Dorking Wanderers, and Cavagnari had to come out there. And Worthing eventually will get the ball away. McShane again looked up then towards Briggs, decided to play it short. Briggs will eventually get the ball and look to run inside, and Briggs has got the pace to run all the way inside here. He'll play it over across towards Pinnock. It's a lovely ball from Briggs, and Pinnock's got the opportunity to get it into the 18-yard box. He does so. This could be a goal for Dorking Wanderers. Headed down, and it was headed by the substitute Chedlicks, and it was straight into the arms of Cavagnari. Another chance though for Dorking Wanderers.
That's a great cross by Sol Pinnock there, and a great header.
But it is Worthing that get the ball forward. It's an opportunity to head the ball. It's going to be in, is it? No, well cleared by Dorking Wanderers. That was a real opportunity on the back post, and I'm not quite sure how that didn't go in. It was a brilliant delivery.
Go on then, I'll do it now.
And it was Ilan Asana who had an opportunity. You can see him shaking his head and his hands on his head as well. That was a good chance. We'd love to see that again. And Lucas Cavagnari looks like he wants to go. It's into the box again. It's punched away by Harry Palmer. Cavagnari still looking to go. Not got the signal so far. Back into the 18-yard box. Going to be headed away by Giuseppe Sol. Everybody forward for Worthing now. And Dorking Wanderers have just left Matt Briggs up there. And you feel if they can get the ball away, he'll have a real opportunity. But it's going to go into the box again. It's going to be Kashani Samuels. Samuels high into the 18-yard box. It's really dangerous. Looks to get it away. Is it going to fall to McShane? McShane manages to knock it off to Briggs, but it's well defended by Reece Hallard, the substitute. And Briggs wins the throw for his team, and he's going to throw it in now. This could be an opportunity for Dorking Wanderers, and Chedlicks might have a chance to shoot on goal. He twists and turns. He's in the 18-yard box. He's got no support. Goes towards the corner flag, and he looks to run down time in this FA Cup tie. And it will be Giuseppe Sol to take this free kick. And that's it. The referee blows the final whistle. A really entertaining FA Cup game here at West Humble. It was Dorking Wanderers who took the leads. David Ray put them ahead inside the first 5 minutes. Worthing were much the better team for the next hour as they grabbed 2 goals. But it was Dorking Wanderers, double substitution, changed the game. Giuseppe Sol came on, James McShane dropped deeper, and eventually it was Matt Briggs with a wonder goal to put his side into the second round. Finished here at West Humble, Dorking Wanderers 3, Worthing 2. So Mark, a brilliant win, fantastic to be in the next round, but you had to work for that today.
Yeah, it was really tough. You know, the team we put out today was very disjointed. The centre halves played together for the first time. Isaac at right back made his debut. The 2 centre midfielders played together for the first time. You know, we're not playing well by our standards, but it was just about getting in the next round, really. And like I said, I think we looked disjointed for long periods, and we were, because I think, like I said, there was a lot of units that were kind of new, and that's been our issue, really.
We mentioned in commentary when you made the double substitution, James McShane dropping into that deeper role just changed the game. Is that a plan that you had in mind, or something you might look to do in future games? Yeah,
well, you know, he was just doing what Dan and Brannan were uncharacteristically poor in the middle, their distribution and making the ball stick. We were struggling to get them on the ball. I thought their movement wasn't brilliant. And then the minute McShane went in there, he just made it look easy. He was just drifting all over the park to get the ball. His first touch was good. And then automatically they just dropped off him, and it kind of changed the game, really, to be honest, that one situation.
And Giuseppe Sol's quality, we were kind of surprised to see him on the bench, and comes on and he just shows that extra bit of class.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we wanted to give a few boys debuts today. It's important, I think, when you've got big squads to keep boys playing. So you've got to get the balancing act right, make sure you can try and win the game. And I thought today we could pick the team we didn't win the game. Dean Hamlin's been excellent so far. He was unused on the bench. But we wanted to try a few things, you know. I wanted to see Chris Bolter and David Ray playing together for the first time. So, but yeah, no, Jez done great when he came on, and it's not the first time he's come off the bench and changed things around.
And a fitting goal to win any game from Matt Briggs, real quality.
Well, he's a game changer, you know. That's why these clubs come down and watch him. He's got that in the locker, and you know, I'm over the moon for Matt, because you know he deserved that goal. He's been excellent. He's one of the players started the season where he normally is, but I'm a little bit, you know, getting frustrated that we're relying upon him a little bit. You know, it's the Matt Briggs show. But the goal he scored was just, I mean, he picked up the ball on the byline, and the minute he picks up the ball, he faces the defender. You know, there's not many that are going to do anything with him. I thought he was excellent.
Gary, disappointing result, but so many positives this afternoon. It was a really good performance for much of that game.
Yeah, it's my emotions at the moment are up the wall, really. I don't know whether to be happy, negative. One thing's for sure, we can't concede the nature of the goals we did away from home. We can't keep starting games like we are at the moment. And obviously, I think at 2-1, we're in total control of the game. And then once again, a sloppy bit of defending from set play. They get back into it, and it allows the door to become open for Dorking. And then Briggs, we all know about him. He's got quality. I mean, I thought we marked him out of the game for most of it. The one time he does cut in, he scores an absolute worldie. But there's a lot of positives, a lot of negatives. I thought some of our attacking play was outstanding. We come with a game plan. I thought it worked. I thought we stifled them. Yeah, and I'll just stand there absolutely gutted that we haven't got the victory, at least a draw.
And they took the lead inside the first 5 minutes. You must have been absolutely delighted with the way your team then came back afterwards.
Yeah, but they've showed they got character. We're bottom of the league with 6 defeats in a row. They've gone 1-0 down straight away, and I was a chuffed manager at half time, and I was really happy within 10 minutes of the second half as well. I thought the response was absolutely outstanding, and as I say, for large periods of the game, I thought we kept Dorking at bay, and it's just set plays that have cost us and one worldie, and we've hit the bar as well. We had numerous chances also to go 3-1 up, and yeah, I'm absolutely gutted, really.
They changed their shape a little bit and made 2 substitutions, and James McShane dropped a little bit deeper. Was it just perhaps not reacting to that quick enough?
I thought, yeah, obviously we just wanted to sit in banks and control the game from there, let them become open, and we would hit them on the counter-attack. But even when McShane's got on the ball deeper, I think it did slightly change the game, if I'm honest with you. But it shouldn't really cause us any problems, because our whole sort of plan was to destroy rather than create, sit behind it and then them on the counter. So it hasn't directly come from James McShane picking it up late. It's just two sloppy real goals from our behalf on the set plays.
It's been such a difficult start to the season on and off the pitch, but can this be a springboard today, the way you played?
Well, obviously I'm becoming a little bit of a broken record, because every time we get beat I come out with the same quotes, but every game apart from the Leatherhead game, we've been in the game, we've been within one goal, and it's the first time this year we've actually taken the lead. And I think I have got to take positives from the game. I have, because we come away from home at a difficult place. And for large periods of the game we were outstanding, as I say. But non-league, we all know it's not, pretty rainbows and smelling of roses all the time. You've got to be able to roll your sleeves up and defend your box, especially from set plays. And that's at the moment, you look at us and just it's something that needs addressing.
Plenty of Bostik teams involved in FA Cup action today at Champion Hill Stadium. Dulwich Hamlet scored 3 goals in the last 10 minutes, 2 of which came in the 90th minute to beat Hastings 3-1. Ollie Rowe gave the visitors a 1-0 lead, but a hat-trick from Nana Oyake Yedom secured the Hamlet a victory. Colsharton Athletic defeated Pagham in an 8-goal thriller, going 2-0 down inside the first 20 minutes. Mikael Miller pulled a goal back in the second half. Raheem Sterling Parker equalising on the hour mark. In a frantic game with lots of double-barrelled names, Calvin Moroff-Gibbs gave Carshalton the lead with 20 minutes to go. However, it was Scott Murthin who netted the equaliser for Pagan, opening up an opportunity for a potential replay. A minute later, Mikael Miller netted his second goal of the game, completing a hat-trick by the 90th minute. Kieran McCann scored a last-minute goal to secure Folkestone Invicta a 3-2 win over Greenwich Borough, whilst Leatherhead thrashed Cray Valley 6-0 at Fetcham Grove. And Tooting and Mitcham defeated Merstham 2-0. Chase O'Neill and Jake Baxter making it onto the score sheet as Tooting and Mitcham progress into the next round. A brilliant cup tie here at West Humble that sees Dorking Wanderers progress to the second round. And Mick, we knew it was going to be an entertaining game, and it certainly was that.
The best game yet that we've covered. Fantastic FA Cup action. Great goal to win the game. Some great performances from both sides. Little bit gutted for Gary. He's an honest guy, young manager. Just been speaking to him there, and he's really a bit down his luck. And I think he's got a few players that I think he's looking to bring in to bring a bit of confidence back to Worthing.
We saw real quality from Worthing, though. For much of that game, they were the better team, probably until the hour mark. And with the likes of James Fraser in there, and also Zach, who was a real threat on that near side in the second half. They've got quality, and as Gary said, they just need to stop conceding the goals.
Yeah, but that was a really good goal that won them the game, and they were completing all the way up to that time. I think they've got a bit of quality in their team, as they proved that they dominated long periods of this game. But whether they've got enough up top to score them the goal, that's quite interesting. I do think they maybe need to look for a good striker that maybe can put to bed some of the opportunities that James Fraser particularly sort of orchestrates quite a bit. But yeah, some good performances. I know he's gutted, but there was a lot of positives, which I know he said in his interview about broken record and all that. But I truly believe him, and I think that Worthing are a club that should stick by him, and I'm sure they will do. And I think he'll put it right.
And for Dorking Wanderers, it was, Mark said this morning how important the FA Cup was for them, both on and off the pitch, and a good performance certainly in the second half, and a fitting goal to win any game.
Yeah, well, he'd be sort of like loving it going in the changing room, because he'd be thinking, well, that change that he made was a massive change. I think it turned the game in his favour. I think Giuseppe Sol, maybe from my perspective, but I'm here just to give my opinion, should have probably started the game and allowed McShane to drop in that deeper position, which he took control, because they were missing Luke Moore, and they are missing a lot of players, Dorking, in all honesty. So they could be even a bigger prospect than what we've seen today. But good changes that they made up top and in the middle of midfield, and well done to Dorking. They're in the hat on Monday to see who they're going to pick out. Hopefully they pick out a big club.
Yeah, brilliant game here at West Humble that sees Dorking Wanderers make their way into the second qualifying round of the FA Cup, and they'll hope for more as they look to progress as far as they can in the competition.